I might still put that bit in.
Please edit that bit out. Please make sure you edit that.
Okay, hi guys. We're here with another quick little podcast video. So we're just gonna get straight into it. So there was a comment, and it was a few weeks ago, maybe even a few months ago.
Yeah, probably a few months ago.
And Kim Kardashian made a comment where she said women need to basically work harder. If you're in the business industry and if you want something, you can get it, but you need to work hard.
She said you have to get your ass up.
That's what she said. Sorry, yeah. She said you got to get your ass up, you got to effing work for it, whatever. Yeah. and then in the same breath, prior to that actually, Molly May, who is an influencer, made a comment, and she basically said, if you want to be something like if you want to be successful, you've got to do whatever it takes, you've got to work hard, etc. So they were basically more or less saying along the same lines, the same thing. What, let you kick off then? What are your, like, do you agree with them? Do you disagree?
All right, I don't agree with Kim Kardashian whatsoever.
Right.
Because her 24 hours isn't the same 24 hours as the average person.
Okay.
Her 24 hours, she might, okay, I want to start a business idea, and so today I'm going to go and meet all of the heads of Gap today because that's what I want to do. The average person is not going to have those big opportunities to stretch out and do things. So what she does in her day is different to what you and I would do in ours.
Yes.
To me.
No, I agree. Yeah. But personally, and because I just scroll YouTube, that's my thing, yeah. I was looking at different Instagrammers, all this kind of the stuff, and kind of looking at different people's views on her comment. And when we had our little disagreement yesterday, and you said, "No, Louise, you're a bit naive," I do believe I kind of am, because when I heard that message, I was pumped. I was like, I don't see nothing negative in what she's saying. I personally feel like it's the harsh reality of life. If you want to be successful, we do all have the same 24 hours. So it's, for me, it's how do you apply yourself, and how do you, how are you aware of what is within the perimeter of what is accessible to you, and within those 24 hours, how do you use it to kick ass and be successful? That's how I saw it. I didn't see it as she was trying to say, you're lazy. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I am naive, but I just saw it as like a positive, not inspirational, because I don't find her inspirational, but I saw it as like a kick in the bum kind of thing. Like, no, for real, you got the same 24 hours.
The thing is, yeah, I think it's a slightly ignorant comment, because like her 24 hours, like I was saying, is not the same. If she's got certain links, it's not nice. And her comment rattled so many people's cages because you've got certain links to things and you're like stepping on people who haven't. Like if your mum was a hairdresser, for example, and you got a job in a hair salon and then you worked your way up and then became a really good hairdresser, and then you turned around to somebody who has no links in it whatsoever but enjoys doing hair, that aspires to that.
Yeah.
If you turn around and say to them, bro, why are you not working in a shop? What are you doing? You're being ignorant because you've got that link and connection in certain respects. She's got, and the other person hasn't. Yeah. She's got all of the connections that she needs. So to say that your 24 hours is the same, it's not nice. Okay. She could come across it in a different way.
So on the flip side then, so for example, some of the videos and some of the views of other people that I've heard, one person was saying, so a lady was saying, was it whoever it was, someone said, oh, so is she trying to say that those thousands of homeless people should get off their asses and should work hard because they've got the same 24 hours? In that sense, I'm kind of like, I get it. But let's be honest, her message wasn't for everyone. Her message was for that person that wants to start a podcast that's taking long to do it. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Her message was for someone that wants to start a business in, I don't know, making dresses or whatever. That's who her message was for. Her message wasn't for the numbers and the population and the homeless people. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
I hear what you're saying there, because that's very, very true. She's not talking to the people who have, let me not say no chance, because those people who are at the bottom, they do still have a chance. Everyone does.
Yeah.
But I think maybe the way that she came across and delivered her message,
Yeah, it was definitely her delivery.
Completely wrong.
Yeah, which is why I think what you're saying with Molly May's delivery was slightly different, because with hers, obviously, but she still got backlash from it. People were still kind of like, hold on, you went on to...
That's why she got backlash, because she went onto a show and got...
But what she was... But remember, you know, when I sit back and I watch those people that were on Love Island do videos and interviews now, like years after being on there, yeah, they are all quite comfortable to say, I saw the bag and I went for it. That's why I went on the show. I didn't go on there to find love. She was doing her thing before Love Island. So she was doing her, like, influencer stuff and her modelling and stuff on her Instagram page prior to Love Island, and she was doing whatever. I don't know her that well, but she was doing her thing, innit? And just like what she said, everyone has the same 24 hours. You've got to do what you need to do to be successful. And she saw Love Island and was like, boom, I'm going to go on Love Island so that I can be successful. So that's why for me, I get the comment she made. She was like, this is what I needed to do to be successful. What do you need to do in your 24 hours? She's not saying everyone and their mum should go on to Love Island. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. What is she now? Like, she's the CEO of Boohoo, innit? Or
she's madness.
What is that? What it is? CEO
I don't
of Boohoo?
know, but she's doing mad moves. Yeah.
You have to sit down and ask her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think you'd be in that position?
Hell no.
If you didn't go on Love Island?
Hell no. But then you're proving my point. Then you're agreeing with what I'm saying, that what she said was valid. She knew. She probably didn't even ever, or maybe she did. Did she aspire to be a CEO of Boohoo? Maybe she aspired to be a CEO of her own kind of fashion company sort of thing. And then going on to Love Island. Remember, you know, it didn't just go like that, because there's many people that went on to Love Island that, do we see their face again? Do you know what I'm trying to say? So she obviously still, when she came out of Love Island, was like, these 24 hours, I need to work. For all we know, her and Tommy may have been a facade and they were never were never even in love, but they were like, do you know what? This is playing out well.
Yeah, we can get something.
Do you see what I'm trying to say? So, I don't know.
For people like Molly May, I always wonder, it's interesting to me, like, I wonder if Molly May has any, like, high-level business qualifications. Like, does she know what it means to actually be a CEO of an organisation?
But then but that's the way the world is going, though.
Yeah, 100%.
The world is now moving in that place 100%. Now. So then that brings me on to the next point of when I was at school and I was talking to my students about it. And I was saying to, like, you know, you give them that inspirational talk of, like, boys, you've got a few months left, your GCSEs will be done, go doing all of that. Just the usual kind of, come on, you can, right. And then we kind of then started talking about, like, yeah, but miss, where are these qualifications going to bring us? And then they started talking about this person and that person. And I was like, yeah, but at the end of the day, I made that comment to them. I said to them, but we've all got the same 24 hours. So what do you do when you get... No, that was what... Let me... So this is what it was. I needed the boy to do my coursework. And he's telling me, miss, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. When are you going to do it? When are you going to do the coursework? When I get home. One of his friends piped up and said, stop lying. When you go home, you're going to bang FIFA all night. That's what he does. So I said, talk to me about what happens after school. He stays for intervention, finishes school at 5:30, goes home, eats, straight on to FIFA. Okay, then what time do you go to bed? 1, 2 o'clock. Okay, cool. You then go to bed at 1, 2 o'clock. You then wake up for 7 to then come into school for 8:15 to then do that all again. So that's how you are using your 24 hours. Yeah. So I said to him, when you come in August to collect your qualifications, please do not be upset when you're seeing 2s and 3s and 1s, because that's how you chose to spend your 24 hours. So I understand why people were kind of like mad at them and gave them that kind of, do you know what I mean? That kind of like, what are you talking about? Who's she talking to? She can't be talking to me. How dare she? I get it. But at the same time, you have to know who's your audience. Who is she talking to? Do you see what I'm trying to say? If it doesn't apply to you, then it doesn't apply to you. But I personally feel like anyone can take that message. I don't know.
I think with Molly May,
circles.
Okay, Molly May's comment may not have been as bad. Okay. I'll give you that. But I think what's rattled so many people's cages, like I said, is also the way that she's got to the way that it looks, she's got to where she is. Because we don't know how hard she's working behind closed doors.
Who are we talking about?
Molly May.
Okay.
Now, people are upset with you were just on to many people who haven't looked into who she is.
Yeah, and
which is going to be the masses.
And okay, so then another thing that some people have commented on, which I'm sure you'll agree with as well, is a lot of people have said, yeah, but look at your background of where you come from. Do you know what I mean? Like your family, you're like as an extracurricular, you were going horse riding and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like you were privileged enough to have all of those benefits and and experience those stuff. Whereas there are some people that were tuning in, listening, and they're like, hold on, we don't have that. We live in a council flat and we're on the, 37th floor and my mum can't afford that and there's 8 of us living in the house and we're living do you know what I mean? Like, so I can understand, but I feel like, again, this might just be me being very naive. I just feel like those comments were coming from a good place. That's how I
think Money May's comment was coming from a good place. I think Kim Kardashian's comment.
You have to face the mic, babe, or turn it towards you a little bit.
Why am I not?
I don't know if it's picking you up enough.
But I haven't. This is how I did it when I was recording it.
Okay, cool. Keep going. But it's like you keep doing this instead of just.
I think Molly May's comment was coming from a good place. I think Kim Kardashian's comment maybe was not as much, only because of her 24 hours is very different to the average person's, and her level of opportunity is very different. Remember her sister must have come out with, was it makeup that she did?
Oh no.
Her sister came out with something,
yeah,
and it sold millions within the first something, and she had no prior experience in that.
Right.
Your last name is Kardashian. That's obviously going to happen.
Of course.
Do you understand? So you and your people can't come up and say, well, you guys have got the same 24 hours. I opened up a makeup line. Look how well it's doing. Because it's not the same.
Right. So I disagree, and I disagree because, like in school, right, you've got that like nice head of year teacher that you don't really see as a teacher. They're more like your brethren. You can go and talk to them about whatever you're going through, whatever. Then you've got that flipping assistant principal, vice principal that's down your neck. Yeah. I saw Molly May as like the nice little head of year saying like, come on guys, we've all got the same 24 hours, like giving it that nice way. Then you got Kim Kardashian coming in saying, get off your ass, and that was coming from that place. And let's be honest, with young people especially, if I say something to a student, they're not listening to me. Whereas if a head of year or a mentor says something to them, it's like it's gone in and they're taking it sinks in a little bit more. So, but then they both got back. I don't know. I personally just believe that it was coming from a good place, and I heard it and I felt motivated. I was like, do you know what?
What, Kim Kardashian's?
Both of them. I was
no,
kind
I'm saying
of
Molly
like...
May's. I hear you with that. Molly May. I think I've swayed a little bit more to say, okay, you know what? Fair enough. It's more people just hating because she's got to a very high level very quickly because she's come up with a show. She's done this and people's hollered at her.
Yeah, but you do still, just to contradict what I'm even saying myself, we are still aware that Molly May, well, I can't say still aware because I don't know everything about her, but allegedly we're aware that she was also born with a silver spoon in her mouth as well. Yeah. So she did have different opportunities that we wouldn't have had. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So like, I remember, when people go into Love Island, it's not flipping Andre from up the road that's going into Love Island. Do you know what I mean? Like, these people are, they're carefully picked and selected.
Yeah, they're vetted very well.
Right, so in a sense, she is our generation's Kim Kardashian, if you know what I mean, in a sense, because, do you know, I don't know.
I was just thinking about the video, so when you said that, I was just laughing.
Listen, but was Kim's family quite influential before she made that sex tape, or no? I don't
like,
really
her
know.
Family had businesses.
They were rich, though, innit? The dad had money.
Yeah.
So
he was affluent. Like they had money and they had all of that already, but then the name Kim Kardashian blew up
from that,
and then they came out with a show, and then once they came out with the show, they came out with the show, and then people got to into their lives. They started to look into their businesses, and they were smart. They used that to like catapult them way up.
Well, then that means from the age of however she was when she was with Ray J and made that sex tape, she had the same motto in her head. We got 24 hours. What am I doing?
But to be fair, I don't know if that video apparently wasn't leaked like legitimately, so it's not like...
Bruh. Whether it was or it wasn't, like even today on Instagram I saw something like she's reached out to Kanye because her daughter's North is asking questions about the sex tape or something. Her daughter's seen a clip or something. Like, bruh, it's done now. Like, shh.
But there's gonna be people in our class. Hey, this your mom?
Of
like,
course,
on,
and if you're also letting the child go into TikTok or whatever else, you don't think that these things are gonna pop up and she's not gonna see it.
If your mom is Kim Kardashian and you're on TikTok, you're gonna type in that hashtag.
100%.
Like, you're gonna type in that hashtag.
You wanna
and
know
see
raw one for mums.
Hashtag Kim Kardashian. Just because you want to see, you might even scroll through and see pictures of the family
might have that
you
early
ain't seen
conversation
before.
and sit down with her and say, listen, when I was back in the day, this is what I did in my 24 hours. No, I don't know. I just don't think... I think... This is also what I think. Let me also be very honest. And I feel like you should be able to agree. If Drake, if Beyonce, if Jay-Z... I don't know any other artists kind of listen to that kind of music. But if any of them popped up and made the exact same comment verbatim that Kim made... Mm-hmm. There wouldn't have been a backlash. I don't think there would have been a backlash. Now, is that because those people are black? Is Drake black? Is that because they're black? Or is it, I don't know, or is it just because it's Kim? Do you see what I'm like? People don't like her.
The reason why that's very different is because most rappers and those people that you're talking about, most of them brothers are from the gutter anyway. They only made music, got up and came up. None of them man weren't born with no silver spoon. None of them man parents made money like that. Do you understand? They're from the gutter. So if they came out and they said that, people who are also in that spot was like, raw, that's actually true. I'm going to grind and do this. So for them, it's a little bit different. But for somebody who was an influence already, went on a TV program, and then became the CEO of a company to make a comment like that, as well as a person whose family was already rich, made a sex tape with somebody who was already famous.
Okay, so then people are seeing it as like, what did you do? Like, what was your struggle?
And that... people are getting at, because it's not like these old school rappers or something like that coming through and say, if Papoose came out and said that, we'd be like, no, he's right, because we all know he's from the struggle and he's come up and he's made it, boom, boom, boom. Do you understand?
Okay, fine, fair enough. So then what we're saying then is the backlash there was because it's like, you don't know
what an average person's 24 hours is like to say that. Right. A person who's grinding, you don't know what their 24 hours is like.
And our 24 hours is more like 12 hours, let's be honest.
And man only sleeps about 5. This is what I'm saying. I don't know where the rest of the time goes.
Try squeezing gym here and there, you're working. So yeah, it's true. Whereas their 24 hours, they're jetting from Jamaica to Miami to da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, cool. All right.
Eating omelets on the plane and... Right. Do you understand?
So we get to this, to the conclusion then of that discussion there is, I still kind of stand by the idea that the message for me personally was a kick up the bum and motivated me to go, boom, you need to do this. You need to get up and get your thing going. That was my message. But then I think you've opened my eyes and I'm kind of like, no, actually, what was their struggle? You lot didn't do nothing.
Before you lot blew up. Yeah. You already had everything. Because if Molly May did not go on Love Island, she'd still be nice. Yeah. If Kim Kardashian didn't make that tape,
she would have still lived a nice, cushy life. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that even if those two events didn't happen, which we may see have catapulted their thing, if those two things still didn't happen, their 24 hours still wouldn't be the same as other people.
So then how do we? Because obviously our kind of focus is on bringing up these young people in it and supporting young people and inspiring them to want to be successful. Mm-hmm. How do we spin what Kim K said, what Molly May said, so that we can actually inspire our young people to recognise the 24 hours? Because we still get, I know this is going like down a different road, but we're still getting, I don't know about you, I don't know if it's because I'm with all boys, but I'm still getting that same kind of conversation of, this is long. Who wants to do this? Like, this school thing is long. What just happened to the sound? Oh, it's still recording. Let's just go on. Still do it now. Slight intermission. Okay, yeah.
This is long.
Yeah, school's long. Like, why are we having to do all of this? Like, what's the point of doing this? And I don't see how this links to anything. Like, how do we inspire? Because I'll be honest, there are times when I sit and I go, for flip's sake, for real.
You know, the thing is that that's not our fault.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the world we live in for.
Or the education system, I suppose.
Because you know, the thing is, it's not even, it is that, but it's also not that. We live in a world that somebody can go onto a TV program, get famous, and become a CEO of a company that everybody shops at.
Yeah.
Somebody can make a sex tape, have a TV show,
yeah,
and then have millions and millions and millions of dollars. Thinking about the other day what you was, and nowadays everything's like that. So to work for things to get it, that's long.
The long route.
Remember the other day talking about young people who's trading NFTs in crypto, making 35k in a couple days. They haven't got time to sit down and write up a business plan, go and see people, get turned down 10 times. If these man now watch The Pursuit of Happiness, they're like, man, Will Smith's an idiot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas to loads of us, that movie...
Why didn't man just set up a GoFundMe? That was...
Do you understand? Whereas to us lot, that movie there, it's like, you can watch it, the sixth time you watch it, you're still feeling emotional.
But this is what I mean. So, for example, like, when we went to the fit up, guys, we went to see For Black Boys yesterday. Please, by the time this is out, it might even be gone.
That's free promo.
But please go and watch the show because it is good. It's a flipping good show. But listen... For me, I'm going, I want to write a piece of theatre. I want to write something that there's no point us writing something that's going to educate the older generation because they're kind of, you know, like when you get to a certain age, you're stuck in your way now, this is how things go. I want to write something that's going to inspire the younger generation. But then I'm going, well, what can I write about? Because exactly what you said, something like Pursuit of Happiness, they're watching that and they're not getting the deeper meaning from that show.
You have to grind no matter what. You're gonna get obstacles. Things are gonna come in your way.
They don't get that. They don't see it.
They don't see that because if it's not them, their brethren 3 doors down is not doing much and he's getting everything. Yeah. Do you understand?
And that is what you get. You'll say something to them like, yeah, but like you feel like you've like gone through a brick wall with them because you like, I finally got them. And then they'll go, yeah, but miss, you know, what's his name? So-and-so does this and this and this and he makes about this much money. So what's the point? And then it's just like, okay, I'm back to square one again. Because they're always, one thing I've learned with these young people is they're constantly comparing themselves to each other and wanting to do what the next man is doing to make the same amount of money or get the same kind of, I don't know if you want to call it fame or like, I don't get like...
And the other thing is, as young people, we live by example. We like to see things. And nowadays, even within myself, if I was talking to a young person about making it and you have to work hard, I can't really name a lot of people now who have worked hard to get to where they are, who's around their age. I can't, if I'm mentioning anybody, like, you know, Dr. Dre, but he now says, you know, when he used to make music, he made music and now he says headphones, it's, what, Dre used to make music. They don't understand that grind. So now it's just KSI did videos on YouTube for 2 years and now he makes $10 million a month. You understand? That's the difference. So to sit there and talk to them about somebody who grinds, they don't hear that. So if you even notice and look at it, the people who were cussing Kim Kardashian, Molly May, we're the older generation.
Yeah,
that's true. We're the older generation because we're the ones that are like, bro, we've been grinding for 15, 20 years and we wake up early every day and go to bed late every night. Yeah. And we work hard. You make a video and you got money. How can you talk to me about what's 24 hours? That's what... I
ain't gonna lie, she deserved that little bit of change she got for that video because, boy...
Bro, OnlyFans content blows out of the water, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. That right there, Kim Kardashian... She had her time.
Yeah.
She did it. And
no,
the thing,
but,
you know,
go
go on.
I was just going to say, but the thing, right, you see, like you just said, that we can't list anybody for these young people. We can't go, this person, like give them clear examples in this day and age. But what we can say to them, though, is, I wouldn't say this to a young person, but Kim Kardashian made a sex tape, yeah? She could have hung her head in shame, and then that would have been the end of her. We wouldn't have heard of her again. There's a few people that's happened to, and they've gone quiet. They've just disappeared. She used that, and she maximized on that, and said, "What can I do to make sure me and mine are fine?" And then from that, she's then been able to do, like, think about the business things that she's put in place and all this. There's things that she's probably part of that we don't even know, because she kind of that's what I was looking for. So she capitalized on this sex tape and said, "What's my next mad move?" And look at her now. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Just from you saying that, what would make the world look at her very, very... Would look at all of them, any of them, any influencer who's blown up out of nowhere, very different, is if they did something that was like a documentary or something very personal that showed the inside life. Because, for example, I'm thinking about it, Kim Kardashian could have made that video, and then after that video, she could have been on the phone every single day to 20,000 companies saying, "I am Kim Kardashian, let me push your brand." She could have been turned down 300 times until she found somebody who then blew her up.
This is it.
Do you
That's
understand?
what happened.
So say Molly May came out of Love Island and she did a documentary, like she had some, like the Kanye West thing where he had somebody following him before he got famous.
Yeah.
Now, if Molly May came out of Love Island and she had somebody that was on a documentary that was following her, that was showing every interview she had to go to after, every phone call she took, every company she might have wanted to work for and reach out to and didn't get to her. If she then released that and showed, I may have come out and did this and I've got all of this stuff, but I have actually grinded in my own way to get here, that'll be completely different. Because
Agreed.
Because even as people, everybody knows everybody's different, but one thing everybody recognizes is struggle.
Yeah.
So if you would have showed us a little bit of struggle,
something.
Yeah, and then said that, all right, cool, but you can't show us.
Whereas what we have, and even us now, because there's nothing for us, substance for us to hold on to, is what we have now is you made a sex tape, cool. You blew from that, made money, and then after that, your family got a TV program, and then and the struggle you show in a TV program is like, our jet is late to pick us up to take us to Florida. Like, come on, guys, is that your struggle? Because do you know what I mean? Where man just missed the bus.
I do believe like, exactly. And now, and your struggle is you got a jet. My struggle is my train is late by 3 minutes, which means I'm going to miss my next one, which means I'm probably going to lose my job when I get to work.
Right.
That's the difference.
So, no, I hear what you're saying. Do you know what, though? I would like an influencer to do that. And I do think that, I say it all the time, and I know it's a bit naive to say, but like, I'm like, if you people have got this platform, I'm not going to block any names, but we know them. These famous UK rappers, these famous UK influencers that are being followed by these young people. Like, when I'm in school, there are some YouTubers that I do watch from time to time, as much as they flipping annoy me because I find them so immature because they are quite young, fair enough. But like, their little catchphrases that I'm hearing the young people saying at school, and it's cute because it's like, you guys are doing your thing to the point that it's spreading, But now, why can't you spread some good? Like, spread something that is going to be positive. Like, you want to talk in your songs about man's carrying this and man just made this. Like, now make an inspirational song so the young people can go around singing that. Do you see? I know that, as I say, I know that's very naive of me because that stuff doesn't sell and that's not what's going to make them money. Do you know what I mean? But I'm just like, use your platform.
You know what? You're 100% right. When some people's got to use it for something different, but at the same time, people don't, because that stuff doesn't sell. Yeah. And what a lot of young people don't realize is that even some of the medium young people that are into it, they've got contracts to go by. They've got things that they have to follow, so they can't always do that, and it doesn't always work out and look that way. It's a tricky one, but
just to conclude it all, I suppose.
Again.
I hear where Kim Kardashian's coming from. I hear where Molly May was coming from. We do all have the same 24 hours. And I know they say that whole saying of like, if you cut me, we all bleed. Like, we're all the same. But the biggest the biggest factor is the fact that our struggles are completely different. Class is an issue, race is an issue, ethnicity is an issue, gender is an issue.
How you did things.
Do you know what I mean? So all of those things will counteract.
I do want to end on something that may contradict what I'm saying, but before I do say it, I still want to just say that I don't agree with Kim Kardashian's comment. Molly May's a little bit more, but the thing is about Kim Kardashian, the Kardashian family, that I actually do believe as a family, when it comes to business and working, they grind. Yeah. I actually do think in a way, do you understand, they still have to go to these meetings, they still have to do these things, have a good team around them that keeps their show going for 6-7 seasons and does all of this. I still believe that, but it is a lot easier when you're in certain positions to do things. Yeah. Very much so. And with you being in that position, I think it's insulting for you to say things that belittles people under you, and I think that's how people felt. Yeah, people were on it. Like when I watched the videos, people were insulted, and people were like, "Who is she talking to? Like, how dare she? Like, know your audience." And I think that's where she went wrong. And she has put out a video where she has apologized and said that she didn't mean for it to come across in that way, etc. And I just honestly think it is because she just didn't know her audience at the time, and she was with her sisters and her mom, and you know, like, she's still human, so she's still showing off a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Because she is successful and she has done very well for herself, but know your audience, because not everybody has. Like, if you were in a room of flipping billionaires, then you can say that to them because they've got the means to do what you're doing. But if you're talking to little old me, because exactly, Kim Kardashian couldn't say, you know what, I'm gonna mentor somebody through and get them a business career, but I'm not going to let anybody know that I'm attached to them. Yeah. I'm not going to set up any meetings. I'm just going to see how they do it and mentor them and see how they go through it. And you would actually see. But this is what I'm saying about these people. It would be nice if they could bring up the younger people, because at the moment, all that's happening is every young person just thinks, I can just be a YouTuber. Like in our last one, we was talking about, I want to be a footballer. Like, just all of these things where it's like, okay, that is cool, but you are one in how many people that's got that exact same vision of what they want to do. What sets you aside from everybody else? But I think Kim Kardashian's comment wasn't too bad. Phil disagrees, which is absolutely fine. You're kind of more like on the side, like, I get where Molly May is coming from, but we definitely agree on the fact that struggle is a big thing, and we've all got different levels of struggle. Because don't get it twisted, Kim's struggling right now with Kanye. She's struggling with Kanye. But yeah, everyone's struggle. I mean, I feel like I'd prefer to have that struggle than the struggle that some of these young people are facing. But anyway, that's another podcast for another day. But yeah, guys, this is a good one. I know it's like an old topic that's been spoken about, but it came up in conversation yesterday. And it's like, why don't we just have a little chat? Yeah, have a little chat. So so please tune in for another one. As they say, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. He laughs at me every time because I'm not a YouTuber, guys.